So let's talk a little bit about Pythagoras theorem. So what is Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem is basically you have a triangle which is a 90-degree triangle like this. So this is 90 degrees. You have a side A, you have a side B, you have a side B, C. So C square is equal to A square plus B square. That means C is equal to under root A square plus B square. Now if we were to write this in Java, so there is a library called math, okay, and that library math has a function which is called sqrt and a function math.pow. So if you were to write this expression, so how it will work is math.power a comma 2, basically that means a square, plus math power b comma 2, that's basically b square. This is what you're doing. Now I need to take a square root. So I can do this guy and I can do math square root to do math power a and this will equal to your c. This is how it actually works, where this is basically this math square root gives you this guy, and so c is equal to, so this is the expression that you want essentially, and this is the expression that you get from the this thing from the equation. So this is a little bit of basics about doing uh, doing essentially the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem says the hypotenuse, which is this guy, is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides under root. So this is what you're trying to calculate, and this is the formula that is the same as this guy, and in Java it looks like this. So that is what we are trying to calculate. So let's share this guy, and there we go. So now let's try to program it. So how do we do program? So we're going to say new Java project, which actually talks about uh, hypotenuse, basically, which is what we're calculating. Create it. We don't create this guy. So we have the hypotenuse. We do source. We do new. We do class, and then we say create a main function. So essentially what you are doing is you're going to do Java dot util dot, you can say, let's go back, copy this guy, which is basically reading the scanner. And then what we say is we read the scanner here, and then what we need to do next is read the two values. So let's say system.out.println read side A. So let's read side A, which is equal to, so it's a double because you can have any value. Side A is equal to SC, which is your input, next double. Then you need side B basically. So we're going to read side B, the two sides. Side B. Now we need to C, which we need to calculate, which is equal to math square root of a double, which is basically in this case a square plus b square. So we go to do math dot power a comma 2 as explained earlier plus math dot power b comma 2, and there you go. And then why is it complaining? So there you go. So we can say, let's see, point A. So it's not A, it's side A. Note that I'm using an underscore here, which actually makes it easier to identify. And I'm using side as for this basically for all the three is side essentially I'm using. That means actually it makes it easier for me to identify that it's a side. Now I'm going to do system out dot println side C is equal to side C. There you go. And that's what it is. Let's see SYS. Why is it complaining? There you go. So you have that. You have this. No, this is not happy. Let's see why it's not happy. So I do not need three. I just need two. There you go. I need two brackets. So I have a bracket for this SQRT, which is this guy here to here. And then I have a bracket for the math power, which is this guy. That takes a square plus b square plus c square. So let's put a comment here. C square. So this is the symbol for power is equal to a to the power of 2 plus b to the power of 2. There you go. Let's see if it works. So it's asking for side A, which I'll say is 10, side B is say 20, and the root is 20, side C is 22.2. So another way of checking it is a side of 3 and 4. So if you put 3 and you put 4, the answer is 5. So this is how it actually works. A few things to note. I am initializing the variables while I'm defining them. So if you look at this, I'm doing it in the same step. I could do it in two steps where I could do it like this. It's a side A, comma, side B, comma, side C, and then say side A, okay, is equal to next double. I can put this on top. That's so all my variables are on top. And then I can do this guy. And then I can also do this guy. That way, all the variables are initialized on the top, and then you are just defining it lower down. Both ways are fine. This is another way of doing it. So let's just try it again. Let's make sure 4, 3 will give you 5. That's the answer. Okay, that's it for this one. This is how you calculate by the hypotenuse.